Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm going to give everybody just a few more minutes because I wasn't really 100% sure who all I would have jump on. So a couple of things, if you're able to bring up and look at multiple things at the same time, obviously that'll make things a lot easier. Today is going to be quick, simple, to the point. We're just going to hit the highlights of what to expect. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and set up unit one and well, open it to where you can see it. But I didn't want anybody jumping in until I kind of walked you through what to expect, talk to you about the syllabus, class calendar, and kind of how the class is going to flow before I open it up and let you just dive into it. So good news and bad news, right? Good news is that we are all very much used to the idea of starting online with us doing it last semester. So I guess that's kind of the cup half full. Bad news is that we kind of get used to this for a couple of weeks and then we change it up by coming back to in person. And obviously that's only if you yourself plan to come in person. So I haven't even gotten that far as making myself a list of A day and B day and all that fun stuff. That's what I'll do this week. So, all right, before we just get into everything, let me talk to you about a couple of things first. All right, so welcome to American History 2. We start from roughly 1880 until, it says until present day, all right? I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to be really lucky if we make it till around the 70s or 80s. Pushing it to present day, getting to the 2000s is really going to be rough. That's pretty much doing several decades a week, and we're trying to pace ourselves and not overdo it. So we'll see how far we actually get. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to walk you through the syllabus and just kind of hit the highlights on everything. And if you have questions or if you want to stop me on something, let me know. But one of your, what's it called? I guess daily attendance for today is to go in and just fill out the form saying that you have looked at the syllabus and you understand what it includes. And the biggest thing, especially for you guys, second block honors, is to make sure that you understand the honors component. And so I'm going to hit that pretty hard when I actually get to that piece. Hold on, I'm sorry. I thought I had it pulled up and I clicked on the wrong thing. Class syllabus. Okay, sorry. Took me just a second, but I got it now. Okay. All right, so we're going to move pretty fast, usually a unit a week, unless we're in a combo unit week. So for example, our first combo unit will be whenever we get to what I call the isms, talking about imperialism and progressivism, which is turn of the century. So that's like 1890s, getting into the 1900s. So for the most part, we're going to be booking it as it is. But like I said, we really would be pushing it to get anywhere close to the 2000s. All right, now, it's not really that big of a deal as far as classroom supplies between now and next week, just because with us being virtual, it's really different. But if you do plan to be an in-person student and you are interested in the supplies, you will use just about on a daily basis, you'll need something to write with, and then usually everything else I'll provide for you. And I really wish that I had a paper copy of it, but of course I don't when I need it. I don't really have a set textbook that we use for American 2. If you already know, fellow students that have taken American 2, you know already that I have what I call a printed packet of notes that I will use as your textbook. It will act as your study guide, textbook. It pretty much is your notes for each unit already put together. And that's what you'll use when we get to term. And that's what we'll use, especially if you end up having to take the final exam. So it's a vital piece if you want to have a paper copy of it, if you plan on coming in person, obviously I'll get it to you when you come in person. But if you plan on staying virtual the whole time and you want a paper copy of it, then if you'll just, shoot me a remind message, an email, Google comment, whatever, I'll have it ready for you to pick up, whether you come to the front office or you get it from the, I don't know, whatever that drop box is at the front of the school. Okay, so let's see. All right, as far as grades, you will be graded pretty hard on tests, quizzes, and projects. Tests are 30%, projects and quizzes are both 25%, and then homework is the rest. So making sure that you stay on top of those things. Sorry, I thought I was missing something. No, never mind. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into honors projects. So what distinguishes this class from standard are the monthly honors projects. You will have one a month, and you know in advance by at least 3 to 4 weeks. So it's not like you don't really have an excuse. I don't give you 2 weeks and then surprise you with a project. I give you the calendar, the January calendar. It's already been posted, and it's got it for the end of January. Okay. So this is not really something that, it snuck up on me, I had no idea. That's not an excuse, okay? In your syllabus, in bold, I don't know how much, more of a caution sign I can get for you, but students are responsible to let me know as soon as possible if something pops up. So if you see the requirements for Honors Project 1 and you have a question, then obviously you need to answer, or not answer, but you need to ask now and not wait. Let's see. Honors projects are due the date assigned. There is no exceptions. Again, 3 to 4 weeks in advance when an honors project is due. So therefore, there's no excuse as to, why you're hitting me up the night before with something. No, it's still going to be due the next day regardless. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Thought I missed something else. So we will talk about today. We're actually going to talk about today what Honors Project 1 is, just so that you can go ahead and start brainstorming what you think that you want to do. And it is kind of a first come, first serve as far as your topic. And here again, I thought that I had an example, and I guess I went off and left it in my classroom. Anyway, I might grab something else I can use. But for Honors Project 1, you're going to have to pick a president. All right. And again, it's first come, first serve. There's enough for everybody to not pick the same person. So when I post the spreadsheet, you go in, you put your name beside the president that you want, and that's it. That's your person. Okay. But what you're going to have to do is create, and there's 3 pieces. You have to create a cereal box based on your chosen president. Okay. So let's say that I choose Andrew Jackson, and I call mine Jackson O's instead of, what is that cereal? Apple Jacks. I call it Jackson O's. All right. I decorate my cereal box. I've got my little advertisement, because you do have to do like a 10-second advertisement for your cereal box. Jackson O's, the cereal for champions. All right, there's my commercial. Okay, so you've got to do your cereal box. Again, take a Cheerios, take a Rice Krispie treat, take any kind of cereal box, and you're going to model your presidential box after that same box. So on the back, you might have a puzzle, or on the back, you might have some fun facts and a word find. And then on the side, instead of it saying how much sugar and calories are in it, you might put 30% dairy, whatever. All right. You might put like his characteristics. Let's see, I'm just spitballing ideas. Now the actual instructions and rubric will have more details, but I'm just trying to give you examples. And then the third and final piece that goes with it, you got the box, you got the commercial. The third piece is your resume. Now, I'm assuming that most of you by this point in time in your school career have created some type of resume, whether it be for work, whether it be for English class, or maybe a different class. If not, I can help you out on that too. But you're going to create a resume for your presidents. You're going to give me their educational background, their work background, and it is going to be different for every president, especially based on the decade of your president and whether or not your president actually did go to school and all these things. So a lot of things factor into it. But if there's a category that you're not sure about your particular president, please reach out to me and feel free to ask questions. And I'll make sure that I throw some good resources at you to where you can look it up. Okay. So I did want to just go ahead and spitball the idea of what Honors Project 1 is while I have you on here, especially if anybody has questions. And I'll tell you what, I'll just upload a picture example, and maybe if you're a visual learner, that'll help a little bit more. Okay, so making sure that you're following the class calendar. Starting tomorrow, let's go ahead and talk about how the rest of the week will roll, all right? Starting tomorrow, you'll have a daily bell ringer. Now this is what, and I'm assuming for most of you, this is how it's pretty much going with your other classes, that you'll hop on and you'll do some type of little bell ringer or attendance check-in. Well, my bell ringer question for tomorrow, since we're getting into the Wild West, I'm just going to make something up. I don't even know what my question is going to be yet, but let's say my question for tomorrow is, what do you think cowboy life was like in the 1880s? Okay, so you go in, you give your 2 to 3 sentence response. That counts as your attendance for the day, and that also is kind of like an intro to what we're going to be doing for that particular day and topic. So you'll have daily bell ringers. You will have a unit, what I call IDs and SQs, which is identifications and section questions for each and every unit. Now, I spaced out everything. So tomorrow's 20-minute Zoom meeting will be me going over the bell ringer, talking about the unit topic for the day, giving you answers, and then we'll close with doing an activity from what I call your unit packet. All right. So we pretty much do, I guess, mini lessons every day. So if you do your Monday through Thursday mini lessons with me, then you're done and you get to turn it in as soon as we finish on Thursday. And all you'll probably have to do on Friday is 5 minutes for your bell ringer and you're done. Okay. I am attempting to make this as easy as I possibly can for you. Okay. I still feel like I'm forgetting something. But anyway, okay. Now, here's another thing. And some of you may or may not have done this with other classes, but when it comes time for tests and quizzes, I have been using SchoolNet, and I will give you the instructions. If you've never used it before, you've never gone on taking a test online through SchoolNet before, I will give you the instructions step by step. Usually the first assessment is the hardest, and then you'll get the hang of it, and the rest of them will be fine, okay? So they are going to be multiple choice. They are going to be timed, all right? Because you're not learning anything if you sit there and you Google all the answers, right? So they are going to be multiple choice. They are going to be timed, and it grades it immediately. So as soon as you finish, it shows you how you did on it, shows you the questions that you missed. And that's good for me so that I know what is it that you got and what did you not get. All right. We will have a midterm. All right. Our midterm is going to be pretty much the halfway point, 9 weeks in. It'll have everything from this week in Wild West all the way through probably the 1920s is probably where I'll stop with it on midterm. Okay. So it's not like you can learn what we're doing this week and then forget it. You need to start compiling everything. What is it you learn from Wild West all the way up? Okay. All right, let's see. We've got, that's the majority of what's on your syllabus besides some details. Let's talk about today's to-do list. Number 1, go in if you haven't done it already and complete your student information sheet. Number 2, we talked about the syllabus, but if you want to look at it more in detail, feel free to. And then you go in on the Google form and fill out that you have looked, you know about the syllabus, you're good on it. And those are your like attendance check-ins for today. And then I think those are just the two things. I want to make sure that I'm not forgetting something. I think that's it. But anyway, okay. I'm kind of all over the place today. And then tomorrow we jump straight into it. So I'm trying not to take up too much time. I know today is like intro day, and I hit everything about as fast as I possibly could in our first 10, 15 minutes together. But I'm sure you probably all have heard that this class is super awesome and that it's super easy and that you will all just like fly through this class like a breeze, right? That's what everybody's heard. Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing that y'all are just like frozen right now because everybody's giving me like stone cold stares, like you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm just assuming you're all in shock this morning with it being day one. All right, that's what I'm going to assume. Okay, but in all seriousness, who's got a question? And if you don't want to say it out loud, then throw it in the Google chat. I don't think I see anything in there yet. But this is for the good of the group. So if somebody's got something, ask now. Not necessarily hold your peace, but if you got a question, please feel free to ask. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, well, if somebody throws something in the chat, I'll look. All right, so 1 or 2 last minutes, and then we'll stop for today. And then, like I said, we'll jump on it running first thing tomorrow because we got a lot of stuff to do. That is for sure. But anyway, happy Monday. It's great to see most of you. All right, I'm just going to say this. Thank you for actually showing me some videos and pictures. All right, I appreciate that because it's pretty weird and scary and creepy when I have to look at just a bunch of names and a blank screen. All right, so I appreciate that right away. Okay, hold on, let me make sure I'm checking my chat. Let's see. All right, that is a really good question. All right, so if we're online, can we come in for tutoring if needed? This sounds terrible, but I'm not really 100% sure on this answer since we're supposed to be virtual for 2 weeks. I tell you what, unless if somebody else already knows the answer, throw it at me. But let me actually double check. Since we're supposed to be online for 2 weeks, I'm not really 100% sure if they want you guys coming in for tutoring during this. Does anybody else know? Has anybody else already asked a teacher about that? That sounds kind of sad that I don't really 100% know that answer. But if I'm being honest, I'm really not sure. But I will find out and get back to you. It's a good question. Lily, is that a hand?
Yeah, I think so. I was talking to Miss Duggins about it, and I think it's kind of just up to the teacher. Maybe not for the first 2 weeks because quarantine or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's up to the teacher. Because Allison, she's doing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays when you can come in for tutoring after school or whatever.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I had a moment. All right. I just had a moment. Okay. Never mind. Yes, the answer is yes. All right. I was thinking literally just these 2 weeks. Never mind. I wasn't thinking past this 2 weeks. Okay. If what you meant is if you're an online only student, can you come in for tutoring? Yes, absolutely. Yes. All right. And I apologize for that little moment, senior moment I was having. So yeah, for me, I will actually be finished teaching for the day at noon. So if anybody is online only and you want to come in from noon or later in the day, absolutely. Especially, here's what I will say, and I apologize, I didn't say it already. If you either one, don't want to take the test and quizzes online for whatever reason. All right. I had one online only student last semester and she just didn't want to take the test online. So she showed up every, I don't know, ended up being like every other Thursday at 1 o'clock. And she took hers on paper pencil just because she wanted to. Okay. So that is an option. And if you are an in-person A or B day student, 90% of your assessments will be paper pencil. There might be days that it has to be online only if I throw it on a Friday or something. So again, that's something that'll be a little bit different after the 2 weeks. So that was another thing. Let's see. For projects, quizzes, tests, there is no late work, but what about normal assignments like homework or something? Okay, so the only thing that I will not take late at all are honors projects. Everything else, I will accept it late. There will be late points taken off. If you look in the syllabus, it's 10 points off for every day it's late. All right. So, if you know that you're going to be behind on getting the assignment in, just kind of keep in mind that the longer you take to get it done, the more points are coming off. And once it hits day 10, it's not really worth your time anymore. Okay. So be really, really, really conscious of that. When you're looking, again, I give you a month in advance. You currently in Google Classroom can see the whole entire month of January. Okay. So you should be able to pace yourself and know what's coming up, hopefully enough to where you're not turning stuff in 7, 8, 9, 10 days late. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, it's just the honors projects that I will not accept late. Good question though. Good. Anything else? Because if not, I think we'll go ahead and call it a day. Anybody else? Maybe? Maybe not? No? Okay. Okay, I was holding out. All right. So happy Monday, guys. Like I said, feel free to shoot me any questions. If not, let's get to it. We'll do a quick, short 20-minute Zoom Tuesday through Thursday, get our stuff knocked out in 20 minutes. And then, like I said, these first 2 weeks are going to be pretty easy, and then it's going to be running full speed ahead after that once we get going. Okay. All right. Happy Monday. Hit me up if you need me, but if not, have a fabulous afternoon.
Can I speak to you, or can you hold off for a little bit?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem. All right. I'll see everybody else tomorrow, guys. Okay. Okay.
Hi. Well, first off, how are you doing?
As good as can be expected, I guess. How about you?
I'm doing good. Okay, so I don't know. Did you get the email that I sent you? And I sent Allison and Miss Smith that too.
All right.
It was the one about my work schedule. I sent it on New Year's Eve.
Okay. All right. I apologize. I feel like I've got like 1,000.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why I'm just making sure if you have or not.
Let's see if I can dig through and find it really quick. I can grab it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Is it talking about your work schedule? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so pretty much like what I want to talk to you about and what I've been talking to my teachers about. I work at Food Line in Randleman, and I work at least 5-hour shifts a day. Not a day, but whenever I'm scheduled to work or whatever, or even sometimes like this coming Friday, I don't even know the date, but this coming Friday this week, I work 7 to 4. and just Mondays and Tuesdays I'm off because I'm going in person, to school once this 2 weeks are up. And after that, I'm going to be, I work Wednesday more than likely through Sunday because personally I can't afford just to work on the weekends or whatever because I'm still trying to, save up some money for some things, that I need and, want to do or whatever. But I talked to Allison about it and about what she's going to do because she said personally she don't think, you should watch like a 20 or 30 minute like lecture or whatever, then have to do a summary about it. But she said that she's probably going to do something different, just so I could still get counted present for the day or whatever. So I was wondering maybe what you're going to do because if it's okay, just so like I have something to vouch for me saying that I do have work or like a doctor's appointment or something. Because Thursday I have a doctor's appointment at 9 in High Point, and it normally lasts about an hour. And I was just, making sure that you, I guess, kind of get where I'm coming from or something.
Okay. So the biggest thing is not necessarily that you have to be on the Zooms. My classroom will be more or less like, I guess, what they call a flipped classroom, because my instructional videos I'll actually go ahead and post as the class material to where you watch those when you want to, and it's me going over that unit's information. And then the live Zooms that I'll be doing Monday through Thursday is me answering questions, just quickly talking about the information from, I guess, the main topics for the day. And then we'll be working together on your packet, worksheets and activities, the IDs and SQs, reviewing for any tests and quizzes that might be coming up, things like that. So that stuff will be recorded and it'll be uploaded to where if you need to look at it and watch it later, it'll be on my YouTube channel and there's access to that already put up. But what I would still advise you to do, and I'm going to go ahead and say this now because a lot of people got tripped up last semester and unfortunately didn't do so well in the class because of it. They just saved everything until the day that it was due. And that caused a lot of problems. They didn't learn the material, which means they didn't do well in the test and quizzes, and all that will steamroll on you pretty fast, especially since test and quizzes are 25 and 30% of your class grade. So as long as you can attempt to try to set aside some time, 20, 30 minutes every day, just to knock a little bit of it out instead of saving everything to the last minute, that would be most beneficial. But you do have the flexibility to watch the videos and check out the recordings when you can.
Okay, so what are you going to do like for daily attendance for people who can't attend the Zoom meetings for whatever reason?
It's the bell ringer questions. It'll go live first thing 8 o'clock in the morning. You have until midnight to go in and type your 2 to 3 sentence response, and that accounts for your daily attendance.
Okay, that sounds great because from what Mr. Wheat sent out saying that, have to write a summary and all this and that about, not even just about a lecture, but kind of like about questions, like you said, whenever we do the unit stuff or whatever and people can come to you and ask questions, there's nothing really like a summary you could write about that, so
yeah. So to be honest with you, I'm just kind of sticking with what I've already got set in motion, because your bell ringer question will essentially be about whatever that topic is for the day. I'm just not going to require that you go into some lengthy explanation just because there is other stuff that has to be done for the day too.
Yeah. But yeah, well, like I said, I normally get off around 5, no later than 6. And then on the weekends, that's sometimes whenever I work like mid shifts or, night shifts, because I got it set up and, pretty much like a reoccurring schedule of having pretty consistent days and, hours, kind of just because I play school softball and workout started last week, and practice will be every day after school or whatever. And then sometimes like I'll have to go into work, and then right after work, I have to book it to practice. So, and then obviously like I'm going to have time to do schoolwork. Like I've learned a lot from last semester, what to do, what not to do, kind of just because it was new for everybody. But I can personally say like I didn't do my very best the first like 3 weeks, much less the first term. And obviously that's like a big part of your grade each term is. So I learned a lot from it, and I'm definitely, obviously I have to, but I'm going to make time, to do my schoolwork and, to do what I know that I'm capable of doing, just to make it easier on myself this year. And like you said, not to put everything on like last minute, get everything done pretty much like 2 or 3 days before it's due, just so in case if I'm having trouble on, something else, then I could go back and do that and not have to worry about this, and that, and being like worried or whatever, stressed out of turning it in like right whenever it's due or whatever, just turn it in beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So the biggest thing is just, reach out to me as soon as something pops up or you've got a question, that's really the biggest thing that you can do is if something's come up and you've got problems or questions, always try and get up with me before, not the day of and not of course after, but as soon as you can get up with me, the better off we all will be.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So it's going to be fun. It'll be fun. Just stay in constant contact, try and pace yourself and stay on top of everything the best. And, if you're coming back to in person, it'll be even easier for those of you that are coming back in person, because we only have 2 days, Monday and Tuesday together if you're A-Day, or Wednesday, Thursday if you're B-Day, but we push to get everything done before you leave me on that last day so that you don't have but maybe 1 or 2 things to worry about the rest of the week. So that is the really good news for kids that are students that do come in person. Because if you're choosing to come in person, I'm not making you come in person and then, kill yourself the rest of the week with more stuff. I think that's kind of, the opposite of the point to have you in person.
For sure. That happened to me last semester. You came in person, and then this one teacher just loaded you down with schoolwork whenever I was taking math and another class, but still like kind of just acted like she was the only class we all were taking. But yeah, it's a lot easier for me personally in person because I'm an in-person learner. But this semester ain't going to be as bad as it was last semester because I took honors anatomy and physiology and math, and then I had female fitness with Melanie. That class wasn't bad though, but just because those are 2 really big classes. And I struggle with math, but my favorite subject's history, so I think I'll do pretty good in this class. I'm not worried about it.
Well, there you go. See?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for talking, and I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up and letting you know. But would it be okay if I kind of did send you my work schedule just so like it has that to vouch for me, saying that I'm not available to come on to Zooms or whatever, or does it really matter?
That's not necessary. You don't really have to do that. Like I said, as long as you're taking care of your stuff on your end, it's fine.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know if you need anything else, but if not, then have a fabulous rest of your Monday.
All right. Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.